I can't even imagine what it would feel like to not match after going through 4 or 5 years of medical school. Fortunate for me, I was able to match, but for hundreds, if not thousands of students across the country and internationally every single year, they have to receive bad news, usually that Monday of match week, that they have been entered into the SOAP, which is basically a process for trying to scramble for any opening positions, a lot of times not in the specialty that you want. In this video, I'm going to be reacting to Sarah Strubble. I actually know Sarah through social media. She's an awesome person, and she gets very transparent and open about the fact that she didn't match this year, which kudos to her, because I don't think I could talk about that publicly if it happened. So I think this would be very helpful for a lot of people who go through something similar. And I'm going to blind react to it, and we'll see, what she says about the experience. And hopefully I could offer any words of encouragement, because nobody deserves to not match after going through 4 or 5 hard years of medical school. Many people who would make absolutely amazing doctors have to go through this, and it does take resilience, but you could always apply again next year and hopefully see a better outcome. So let's get into the video. And this is not I'm sure, the most happy video, but hopefully it could help someone else that might be going through something similar.
This is the face of a girl who did not match. Good morning. If you can't tell, I've spent all morning crying. Today is match day, and I did not match. Today is March 13th, 2023, and I woke up to a pretty disappointing email. I did not match this cycle, and I'm not going to be soaping. So I'm not going to be a doctor this year.
Well, Sarah, that's not true. You are a doctor. You officially went through medical school, so you are Dr. Struble. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your last name. And so if you go to MD school and you get that MD, or a DO school and you get that DO, you are officially a doctor. You may not be starting residency, but that doesn't mean that you don't deserve to be called doctor. And it may be an extra year. In this case, she said she's not soaping. So what that means is basically there's this process for students who don't match. There's also a lot of positions that go unfilled every year, because, for example, like this year, there was like 500 emergency medicine spots that went unfilled, meaning emergency medicine applications were down by a lot. A lot of people are not going into that specialty anymore. Probably a combination of many factors. There's some stigma with the specialty. I think this pandemic really made it a less desirable choice for some students, and I'm sure there's other reasons that I can't think of now, but basically there are unfilled positions. So let's say she wanted to go into emergency medicine. I'm sure there's a lot of programs that would love to have her, but I'm pretty sure Sarah wants to go into derm or plastics. I'm not 100% sure, which are both extremely competitive specialties. And so a lot of times in those specialties, there's a lot of students every year, unfortunately, that go unmatched. And if they want to continue to apply for that specialty, you can't really enter the SOAP process. You're just going to have to wait it out a year, do research, or do something else. Even other less known specialties that are becoming more known, like my specialty, physical medicine and rehabilitation, I think it was like close to 50% almost. I could be wrong. I'd have to check the numbers on that. Did not match this year, which is just absolutely crazy how competitive some of these specialties are becoming.
And it's a weird feeling. Obviously, I'm sad. I just, I haven't even really taken the day to process this. It's still like 9 in the morning. I just found out 2 hours ago. And like I said, I've just been spending all morning sort of crying, calling my family, calling my friends, talking to people, sending emails, sort of scrambling for what I'm going to do in this next chapter. But I just wanted to get on here like as soon as possible, just so I can sort of be as authentic as possible. And I don't have many followers or subscribers, But the medical community itself is so small, and there were over 2,000 people this year who didn't match. And it's an awful feeling. And it's so awful because it's isolating. You go on social media and you see everyone posting their congratulations, you matched posts, and those 2,000 people are sort of left feeling very, again, isolated, sad.
Yeah, the whole process is really tough because it looks like everyone's so happy. It's also, you have people that had a top choice or a top couple choices, and they got maybe their 10th pick, and they're supposed to look happy, and you're in front of your friends and your family, and some medical schools even put everyone on stage when they open the letter, and there's lots of people around, and you might not be happy inside, but you almost have to put a face on in front of people because everyone wants to congratulate you, but yet maybe you would couples match and you just got split up from your couple. I was fortunate that didn't happen to me, but it's really a crazy process, and I can't even imagine what it's like, and how alone it could feel if you didn't match. That's just awful.
Disappointed on their own. So I wanted to come on here and just talk about my experience. And, at the end of the day, this video isn't going to change much. But if one person sees this when they're going through what I'm going through, if it helps them, come out the other side stronger, then that's all I care about. So, yeah.
I'm sure this video will help a lot of people.
This is the face of a girl who did not match and has been crying all morning, did not put on makeup. I look like crap, but again, I just want to come on here and just speak about this process, how stupid it is, and what I'm gonna do next. Obviously, going into this application cycle, I applied plastic surgery, which is one of the most competitive specialties. I think this year there was like over 300 applicants for a little over 100 spots. So obviously there was going to be a lot of people who didn't match. And I didn't get very many interviews. So I was sort of prepared for this, but it still sucks. It still sucks to open that email and read, "You did not match." There's a part of me that feels like, oh my God, all my hard work and nothing, to show for it. But if I've learned one thing this morning, it's that there's always a way to change your mindset about things. I mean, obviously it's okay to be sad. Everyone who goes through this is going to be sad. And you just have to let yourself feel that. But as often as you can, you just have to remind yourself, this isn't the end. This is a new beginning. Just because
I like that
I didn't
perspective.
match this cycle doesn't mean I will never match, doesn't mean I will never be a plastic surgeon. It just
Very
means
true.
that my path getting there is going to be a little bit longer, maybe more winding, just different. And
yeah, it's true. I've seen, there are people that on Twitter will post that this is their third year in a row trying to match, and then they finally matched. Also, if you're an IMG, it can be really tough to get a position, and so there's a lot of people that overcome a lot of obstacles to become a doctor. So if you're not a doctor and you in this world watching this, and if you're a patient, just know everyone went through a lot to have the privilege of treating patients, and sometimes the process definitely does not seem fair.
I feel almost lucky because I have some sort of a platform. I'm not anything crazy, but I have people who've been following along on this journey with me, and I've built a strong community, and that really helps me. It makes me feel stronger, and like I have something or someone to do this for other than myself. Because obviously, it's frustrating. You get that email and
I'm getting traumatized just watching that.
you just want to quit. It was so hard to even get to the place where I felt confident applying. I mean, no one ever feels like 100% confident, but like I applied and that took a lot. And to then, not reap the benefits, you want to quit. There's a big part of me that wants to quit. But then you have to remind yourself just again and again and again. And I'm sorry if this video is it's just going to be me ranting and going in circles, because that's how this morning has been. It's been me crying and then cheering myself up and then crying again for a different reason. But at the end of the day, I truly do think that I'm going to come out of this situation stronger and more prepared. I've learned a lot, especially in the past year. And going through the application cycle once, I feel more knowledgeable and, more prepared. And going into the next application cycle, I'm going to be taking a research year, going to, lots of conferences.
That'll definitely help. Like it in terms of residency match, networking, going to conferences, getting research. A lot of people, I'm not sure, I don't know if Sarah did a research here, but in plastics, derm, ortho, a lot of these competitive specialties, not necessarily think that this should be the case, but a lot of people have to do research years to become competitive. And hopefully this year will definitely help and maybe be good time to just relax and enjoy a little bit of life, because a plastic surgery intern year, I'm sure, is not easy.
Networking. I just want to spend this year and really let my personality shine. I know that I'm going to make a great plastic surgeon and a great doctor in general. And the fact that these programs couldn't see that, I didn't get a position this year, that just goes to show that I wasn't ready. I wasn't being myself. I wasn't letting my positive energy and my strengths show through. So that's something that I realized, and I wouldn't have realized if I had matched. So not matching is definitely
that's very good perspective to take away from somebody who just found out they didn't match. Good for her.
An opportunity to reevaluate everything. How you did on your OAs, your grades, what parts of your application that you can improve. I don't even know what else to talk about, but so this week is SOAP, which is for people who didn't match today and who are going to try and get into a position that's unfilled. I have decided not to SOAP. I've talked to some people in plastic surgery and they said the best option for me would be to do a research fellowship and then apply, not in the next application cycle, but most likely the one after that. Again, just spending the year.
That seems like a lot of time, actually. So that would be 2 years off, unless it's a 2-year research fellowship. I mean, I'm sure they know better than me if they're giving advice directly out of plastic surgery, but a lot of people will just do one more year and then apply. So interested to know why that was the case.
Patients, getting more experience in the OR, learning more, and getting more of a community in plastic surgery, getting mentorship, things like that. Again, this is a really, really tough situation. And I'm sorry to all the other 2,000 plus applicants who are in the same boat as me. It's not a good feeling, but I have hope for all of you. I know a lot of you are gonna SOAP, and that's amazing, and that's just as valid and as dignified as matching today. So you guys are gonna do great. For those other people who maybe like me are not gonna SOAP, you will get there. You'll achieve your dreams. You'll get there. I really believe that. Everything happens for a reason, truly. It sounds cliche, but it really does. This is just a little bump in the road. But I'm excited for this next year. I'm so excited for, my classmates who matched and are gonna graduate. and become doctors later this year. Like, that's crazy. And I'll catch up with them at some point.
You will. In the grand scheme of things, one more year is not going to be the end of the world as much as it sucks right now. I even tell pre-med students this when they're thinking about taking a gap year and they don't want to do it. It's like the average age of incoming med students is like 24. So taking one gap year, you're still sometimes below that average age. If you're doing a 7-year plastic surgery residency or whatever it might be, 6 years and special subspecialties, some people do, or 5 years. I'm honestly forgetting how long plastics is right now. But if you do that, that one extra year is not going to make a difference in the grand scheme of things. But right now, I'm sure it feels like the absolute end of the world. But like if you think of it, I took a research year between my third and fourth year. So I ended up doing medical school in 5 years. If she ends up matching next year, that'll be the same amount of time that it took me to get to matching. As much as, again, I'm sure it hurts a lot right now. I think Sarah's perspective is great on this topic, and she's clearly going to learn from it and do a lot of great things in this year that'll better her chances.
But I don't really know what else to say. I just really wanted to come on here and ramble and vent and talk about all the things that are going through my mind. Just in case it affects one person positively, you know? So many people are going through this. I think that more people need to, talk about their experiences because it's becoming way more common to not match as, the number of applicants increases and the number of residency spots basically stay the same. So
yeah, residency spots. So residency spots actually are increasing. The problem is a lot of those spots are not in, for example, plastic surgery. A lot of spots are in IM, FM. Now, emergency medicine, as we could see, had a lot of unfilled spots, but a lot of applicants want to go into these competitive specialties, which I obviously understand. Like clearly Sarah's dream is to be a plastic surgeon. She should go for that dream. So it's a very complicated issue. The spots are also limited by government funding, and so that plays a part in it. So I don't know exactly what the solution is. I think there needs to be more incentives for people to want to go into IM and FM and maybe EM, but yeah, it's tough, and it feels like there's just not. It does feel like there's not enough spots for the people that want to go into all these specialties.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough time right now. I'm gonna be fine. Don't worry. I have a plan. I'm very excited for what's to come. There's a lot of good things about not matching, for me at least. I get to, experience a new place, meet new people. I love going to conferences. I love presenting. These are all things that I'm good at and that I really, truly enjoy. And so I'm really excited for that. And also, not that, research fellowships are not a lot of work. I know it's going to be a ton of work, but everyone knows how crazy residency can be, especially intern year. And most likely during my research year, I can spend more time on things like my YouTube channel and making TikToks and making artwork. I recently started an Etsy shop that I'm so excited about, and getting this year of not doing residency, I feel like I'll have much more of an ability to explore those areas. I really do think that in some way the universe is telling me, you need to slow down and take a break. You'll get there. You just have to trust the process.
Yeah, I agree. It's really hard, I'm sure, in the moment, but that'll probably be a nice year. It's not going to be as hard as plastic surgery residency, and you'll be able to do fun things. I'm sure go out more than you will in plastic surgery residency, work on the side hustles and other projects. I remember I did that during my research year, and it was a lot of fun. I grew a lot, was able to do projects and really see them take off in ways that are much harder now as I'm doing it as a resident or when I was doing it during my third year rotations. And so I like that perspective. Everything happens for a reason. I try to, when bad things happen to me, see things from that angle as well. And I think Sarah is going to do great and should be very, very proud of herself.
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being with me through this journey, and I hope that this video is at least helpful to someone. You know, in medicine, there's going to be really low lows and there's going to be really high highs, but we all go through it, and this is one of my lows. But I think it's so important to share those along with, you know, the celebrations and the excitement that also comes with medicine. So this next year is going to be me just grinding away again. So definitely join me. So yeah, I love you all. Thanks for watching. Again, it means so much to have a community that is rooting for me. I need you guys. Oh my God, I need to stop. Congrats to everyone who matched, and I'm rooting for everyone who didn't. We're gonna get through this. We're gonna do it. Hang in there. I love you guys.
Wow. Very raw, very emotional, very honest video. You don't see a lot of these types of videos because it's hard to talk about that. So much respect for Sarah. I know she's going to do great, and it'll be a great year, even though it's hard right now. I can't even imagine. But to everyone, go follow Sarah's social medias, her YouTube, TikTok. She's popping off, Instagram. I'm sure she'll be making great content in this year. Also, if you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, I'd greatly appreciate it. And again, wishing you nothing but the best, Sarah, and to all the applicants that either didn't match or weren't happy where they matched. Everything happens for a reason. You're going to get through it. It's going to be okay. And we all need to stick together in medicine because it's such a hard path. And I'm wishing everyone the best, and I'll see you in the next video.